Yeah.
First of all, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for making time.
Thank you for inviting me.
Okay. And it's pleasure having you here. Pleasure. Welcome to Charter and Voyages podcast. Okay. So, Brinda, let's start.
Yeah,
Tell
sure.
us, who is Brinda as an individual, as a professional? Who is Brinda?
Honestly, this is a question I ask myself every day.
Hmm.
Who am I? What is my purpose in life?
Yeah.
But so I am originally from Delhi. I am now an influencer. I'm a travel blogger.
Okay.
Um, and I work in Dubai.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think that's all I have to say for myself. This
Okay.
is the first time somebody has asked me, so I'm kind of cornered. I don't know how to answer this.
Okay. No, but the people who follow you, the people want to know that who are they following, who the people are inspired from you. So they want to know that who is Brinda actually. So that's why I asked that. Okay. Brinda, I know that you are an engineer, right?
Yeah.
So how did you get the courage to take that plunge, move to Dubai, start travel blogging?
Okay, so this is going to be a long one.
Okay.
So I have always been traveling with my family when I was, as a child,
Hmm.
and we always went to the mountains. Always, we always chose the hill stations in India, and so I think that's where my love for traveling and love for the mountains comes from. And then I grew up in a school where everyone was so well off. Everyone was very comfortable.
Hmm.
In with their families and their lives. They used to travel to all these countries and take these expensive vacations, and I used to go to I used to take very modest vacations with my family
Okay.
within the country,
Okay.
and basically only to the mountains.
Hmm.
So when I graduated from school, I knew I had, I was really fond of traveling, but I didn't know. I didn't know about it. I didn't know that I was passionate about it. I didn't know this is something you could be passionate about, because obviously everyone likes to go on a vacation, everyone likes to go on the mountains, everyone likes to go on the beaches,
Right.
but I wasn't sure of of this feeling that I had and what it was.
Hmm.
So this and that time I had to choose what college I had to go to, and I was lucky enough to have an option to choose a campus which was in Shimla. So I did that, and I chose. I remember. So the college I went to also had a campus in Noida,
Hmm.
and I had the option of choosing where to go, and I instantly chose Shimla for. I still don't know why. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Shimla. I'm going to be independent. I'm going to learn to live alone, and I'm also going to be in the mountains. This will be a very fun time to experience what that's like.
Right.
And again, I was obviously very apprehensive about this.
Hmm.
So that happened. And 2 years after, like 2 years into my engineering, because my college is a little conservative, and
Hmm.
not many people traveled. And honestly, the time I went to college, which was 2013, was my first year.
Okay.
And like traveling wasn't that big, it
Hmm.
wasn't
Hmm.
it wasn't that big on Instagram. Instagram wasn't that big either,
True.
that at that time.
Yeah.
So I took my first trip with like 11 people, and we
Okay.
went to this trek called Trion. I'm sure you've heard
Hmm.
about
Hmm.
it.
Hmm.
And yeah, so I went because I was so desperate about going. I'm like, you know what? I'm already 2 years into my engineering. If I don't go now, I will never be able to go, because I'm closer to the mountains than I ever was or than I ever will be.
Yeah.
So I went on that trip, and we went through some nonsense, because the weather went bad. It started to snow. Our tents tore, and it was very difficult. We were put in a very difficult situation. And on this was my first trip alone with my parents, and you don't know what the world is like
Correct.
when you're not traveling with your parents. It's a different experience.
Yeah.
And in the morning, I remember. So I was the senior, and I was
Hmm.
traveling with my junior, so I kind of had this responsibility as well.
Yeah.
And in the morning when we had to leave, the weather got cleared, and I saw the view which is in front of me, because the Dhauladar mountains
Hmm.
were hiding behind the clouds all this while.
Okay.
And I still get goosebumps when I'm talking about this, because I remember what I felt at that moment. I'm like, you know what, I'm never going to stop after this.
Okay.
And I saw those mountains, and I never seen such mountains before. I'm like, you know what? ऐसे भी पहाड़ exist करते हैं. Like I had absolutely no idea.
Okay.
And you know that feeling of being independent, of having control over your life. That's what traveling got me addicted to it. And I was like, okay, I'm never going to stop after this. And like I never did. So
Okay.
this is how it all started. And then this is the first part of the story.
Okay.
Then cut to when I'm graduating from college and I have to decide what I'm going to do, and I'm looking for jobs. This is my last semester, and I was so big on traveling already by then. I was like, you know, I need to either I take some time off and not find work, because I had no idea you could be influencers and also earn from it, and also like, you know, like monetize what you're passionate about.
True.
Because again, you know, people were just starting to come up at that time, and that's when that is the time I had followed Anune, to be honest, because I was looking through Instagram, finding people, you know, photographers and, you know, people who travel, and I came across these, you know, these handful of people, and Anune was one of them.
Okay.
And then it was November 2017. Ananya puts up a post that you know, he's taking two people from Instagram. So I'm like, you know, to Spiti, and all my plans for Spiti had gotten like cancelled till this moment.
Okay.
And yeah, I was like, I need to grab this opportunity as soon as possible. Which I did. I messaged him. He didn't see my message. I messaged him again so that my DM comes at the top. Because I was so desperate to go to Spiti, and I had graduated by then.
Yeah.
So then obviously it worked. He saw my message, and I actually gave him 7 reasons why he should take me along on this trip, because I was so crazy about the mountains.
Yeah.
And so he did, and I ended up going with him. And so by then he was already an influencer. I had no money that time. So, and I told him, I was like, please let me know in advance so that I cancel my plan before ruining yours, because I don't have that much money at all. I don't work right now. So he said, okay, you help me with my work, and you know, I'll sponsor your trip. I said, great, of course, I'm all for this. I've been looking for such opportunities.
Yeah.
So that's when I learned how you can monetize your blogs, your Instagram, you know, your passion into a reality basically, and monetize that and live off of that. And that's when I think I officially started sometime in March 2018, when I was like, you know what, might as well give a try at it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you are.
Okay. Okay, that is interesting. So after you met Anune, how did life change? Like you started working together, you started traveling
Life
together.
changed drastically, because initially I started working with him. We were working freelance, and he, like at that time, he was already in Dubai. So he called me here. I was here for a good 2.5 months, and we had a couple of clients here. We were working freelance. He already had a job by then in Dubai. Then we went back to India. We were traveled for 2 weeks, and now I had to decide what to do. At that point I definitely didn't want to travel full time, because I didn't. I still wasn't very clear on how to, and I was starting from scratch. It was very scary. I didn't know how to support myself. I had no savings, of course, because I was not working. So I decided to get a job, and you know, use that money to travel, because people do that and you're able to do that.
Yeah.
So and then that's what I did. So I moved to Dubai because I had already worked here a little bit. I knew the work culture was a little better than what I had seen in India.
Okay.
And you can also earn more money. You're closer to the rest of the world. There are no taxes here.
Okay.
So, and Anune was here. So,
Yeah.
exactly. So, I took the plunge. I came to Dubai. It took me 2 months to find a job. It was very difficult, but I did. And I've been working for 2.5 years now, and also traveling on the side and blogging on the side. Yeah, that's,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So how do you juggle between traveling and the job? So how does that work?
Um, a lot, yeah, a lot of people ask me this.
Yeah.
So it's honestly, this comes from, you know, where there is a will, there is a way. And I always tell everyone, whoever asks me this, we are so passionate about traveling. We don't miss any opportunity. In 2019, we went to 12 countries, obviously, because we couldn't travel in 2020. We went to 12 countries. And yeah, that's crazy. With a 9 to 5 job, that's absolutely insane. And when I think about it now, I'm like, 12 countries is crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
And we've only been able to do that because traveling is all that we prioritize that year.
Right.
That's all we did. I wasn't able to spend time with my family or my friends, and that was the only thing I was focused on. I only wanted to travel, and like that's all I could see. So every public holiday we would combine with our annual leaves, so that we would get like a longer holiday, and we would take like short trips. So
Okay.
even on those short trips, we would have such hectic, itineraries, and we would um, like we would book our flight out from Dubai the day we are stopping work, like the day we've kept our out of office for,
Okay.
and then when we're starting work the day we are coming back. So we would arrive at the airport at 8 a.m. and we would have to go to work at 9 a.m. So that's
Okay.
what we do.
Okay.
But again, this is all because you want to make the most out of the little holidays that we're getting, or the little time that we have to travel.
True.
That's what we do. And the juggling between work and travel is, um, now that I think about it, is a little difficult. But again, it all comes from,
Passion.
the fact that you are willing to prioritize that part of your life
True.
more than anything else, just like you do with your family, or you do with anything else, to be honest, with gym and with your other passions that you have. I mean, where there is a will, there is a way.
True. And how is travel
Yeah.
different, like traveling solo and traveling with a partner? How is it different? For you, how different it
So,
was?
so um,
Yeah.
I can only compare. So I haven't traveled solo yet.
Okay.
Um, I would love to, and I will be this year. So I will be in a better position to answer that question.
Okay.
But I can compare two scenarios when you're traveling with a group of people and
Hmm.
you're traveling with one person.
Hmm.
So I'm definitely one of those people who doesn't like to travel with a group, because then you have so many people to take in consideration and take in account for
Yeah.
for everything, basically where you want to eat, what time you want to leave, what time you want to sleep, where you want to go. So it gets very difficult,
Yeah.
especially when you're not on similar pages.
Hmm.
With traveling with Anune is very convenient and very easy, because we both have the same thing on our mind. We both have the same agenda. We both love to travel. We
Okay.
both want to make like the most out of every leave that we have. So it's very easy to travel with him,
Okay.
and honestly, that's the only reason we've stuck together for so long now, because it works between us when we're traveling.
Okay. And what is your take on travel as a full-time career? Like, should people do that? Like, give up their jobs and travel and create content. So, what is your take on that?
Um, I honestly respect the people who are able to do it.
Hmm.
Great respect for everyone who's able to do it, because that I feel like it's a little inconsistent, of course, because you're making more money one month and you're making less money next month.
True.
But I feel like when you're doing something you're passionate about,
Yeah.
I think that's insane. I think that's like the life goal for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, traveling full time is definitely something I am also considering now. Now that I've reached a level, this is what I wanted to achieve when I took a job. So I wanted to, get myself to a point where I know I can't go back from here, or
True.
like I can't fail from here, which is a safe thing to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of the people who takes risks. So
Yeah.
that's what I did. And yeah, traveling full time is amazing. There's a lot of potential there, because the amount of money you can earn is great.
Great.
And I feel like when you're in a career like this, when you're in like something like this, it's so you're actually seeing the fruit of your hard work. So usually in a job, if you work hard one month, next month maybe you get an appraisal, or next
Okay.
month maybe
Yeah.
you get like, oh,
Promotion.
congratulations, you worked very hard
Yeah.
last month, so here's an appreciation.
Yeah.
You get a little extra money, but you're kind of stagnant with when other I mean, compared to that, when if you are traveling full time and if you're monetizing what you're passionate about, the harder you work, the harder you earn, and you're actually working for yourself. So yeah, that is something definitely I'm considering for myself in the future.
Okay.
So yeah, kudos to everyone who's able to do it.
And one message do you want to give to the aspiring content creators, travel content creators?
Okay. Not one message, couple of messages.
Okay, couple of messages.
uh, be true to who you are.
Hmm.
Instagram can be very consuming and very misleading as well.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, be true to who you are.
Hmm.
Content speaks above everything. Aim for good content and not shortcuts, because there is no shortcut in life.
Hmm.
The harder you work, that'll always show. And that goes with everything in your life, even with your job. And if you want to travel, if you want to achieve, if you want to take up anything else as a career, works for that as well.
Hmm.
And yeah, anyone who does want to travel full time
Yeah.
now, I would say go for it, see how you're doing, and take it from there.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Vinda. I have like 5 or 6 rapid fire questions for you. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah. If you could teach any one subject in school, what would it be?
Geography.
Geography. Okay. Favorite hill
Yeah.
station?
Sorry.
Favorite hill destination, mountain destination?
Oh, okay. I would say Spiti.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. One country you would settle in besides Dubai and India?
Germany.
Germany. Okay. Are you a
Yeah.
party person or a Netflix person?
I can't hear you. Your voice is cutting. I'm
Are
so
you
sorry.
a party person or a Netflix person?
I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm an outdoor person. Like, I'd rather be outdoors and watch Netflix or go to a party.
Okay. Window seat or aisle seat?
Window seat.
Window seat. One thing you would never do in the next 50 years?
In the next 50 years, go bungee jumping. The idea just really bothers me, makes me very uncomfortable, because you're like jumping upside down. I'm like, no, can't do it.
Okay. Celebrity crush?
Oh, Ritik Roshan.
Ritik Roshan. Okay, ditto.
Yes, I have been a fan since I was a child.
Yeah, me too. Okay. The perfect destination for a road trip?
Oh, Leh Ladakh.
Leh Ladakh. Okay. If you could swap your life with one person for a day, who would it be?
That's a good one. Uh, Maybe with Gypsy Lust.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you know her.
No,
She's
I'm
also
not.
an influencer.
Okay.
But would be nice to see what it's like to have one such a good body, and two, be in love with the beaches, because I can't relate and I really want to see what that'll be like.
Okay. Favorite food?
Indian,
Indian.
hands down.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you could carry 3 people in your travel bag, who would they be?
Only Anune.
Okay.
I don't want to travel with anybody else.
Okay. And the last question, plans for this weekend?
Record a YouTube video and upload 2 of them. Yes.
Okay, that's all.
That's the plan.
Okay. So all the best for your plans. And thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for joining us. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us and a lot more insights. And we are glad to have you here. Thank you so much, Brinda.
Yeah, this was so much fun.
Yeah.
Great questions you guys had.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much.
Baby, look.